Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm going to show you how to make a Super Smelter filter. And yeah, so let me show you how it works first. Now first, the machine works by actually having the top chest being full of iron and the bottom chest being full of coal. Then it goes across this track and then deposits it inside of the furnaces just like so. Then after that, you just let it go until it's deposited, and then you can turn on and off the machine. And do remember that the fuel line is on the bottom rails, and the line that you put in all your stuff, like the stuff that you want to get furnace, into the top one. And as you can see, you can use other types of furnaces, as I shown. But after they get smelted, they go into these hoppers. They drop down into the dispenser. The dispenser basically has a clock that spits them out into this waterfall that I'm about to show. This water source actually leads like over these hoppers, so then they can be sorted, like so right here. And after they get sorted, they get put in the chests. And yeah, and I have a miscellaneous chest right there, like with a sign on it, like the crimson sign that you'll see in a second. But it's just miscellaneous, just stuff that doesn't get filtered. You don't need a filter on that one because it's just stuff that you haven't made a filter yet for. Now let's see how it actually works. Okay, I've put iron in the top one like so, and then I put coal in the bottom one and put it just like that. I'm not too sure if it works either way. You can try it for yourself. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. If it does, use it. But here I turn it on. Then it goes straight into the furnaces like so. They are on right now. And yeah, we just wait for it to go. And you can actually tell how fast your furnace is, how efficient it is, by multiplying the amount of time it takes for one to get done. So if let's say it takes 5 seconds for one iron bar to get smelted, then just multiply that by the number of, what's it called, furnaces that you have. So 1 times about 6, that's about 6 times more efficient. I had these chests mixed up, by the way. Make sure that you don't do that, just makes everything confusing. But yeah, just like that. Then after a little bit of waiting, I think it took about 30 seconds to a minute, it gets done. Which is way faster than just having one furnace go off and just smelt one. You can make this as long as you want, but you're gonna have to add more powered rails on the top, so you're gonna have to accommodate for that. But that's basically how it runs, but let me show you how to actually make it. The first step in making the Super Smelter filter is you're going to need all the stuff that I have in my hot bar like so. But first, place down a row of furnaces however long that you want it to be, but remember you're gonna have to have more powered rails for however long it's gonna be. I don't know the exact measurements though. Sorry, I just can't seem to do it. I made mine 6 long. You could do the same as me, but you can also do different. Then, after you place down the furnaces, you're going to have to add powered rails on the sides. After you place the hoppers, of course. Place the hoppers down, like so. And make sure that the top row is facing in on the furnaces and nowhere else, because if not, then obviously you're gonna mess up. And that goes the same with the bottom row, especially with the bottom row, because that's the one that's easily messed up. And again, I can't place hoppers down. Then boom. After that, you're gonna want to add 1 smooth stone on the side for each side, but on the top, you're gonna extend it by 1. Like so. Then place a powered rail on each end of the sides on each one. Then after that, you can place rails, but you're gonna have to place them in a specific order. Not like that, because then it does that, and you don't want that to happen. So I would suggest placing the top row first, then placing the powered rails on the bottom row. Just like so. Then another thing you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to like go diagonal from that block that the powered rail is on both sides. This is in order to stop the minecart from going off and for redstone. Just like that. Now you have to pick one side, doesn't matter what side, but you have to pick one side to put redstone torches on. So like in that exact spot, so then these powered rails can stay on. because, you know, they're basically going to go from one side to another, and that side's just going to fling them back. That's how they automatically just go back to one side. Then you're going to have to make a zigzag pattern like I just did, with a repeater facing into the block that I just did, with a lever. Then place redstone on top of the block. This is to actually activate the system. This is where you place the minecart, and this is where the minecarts get activated. Now, finally, you're going to have to add a line of hoppers at the bottom. But remember, these ones are unique because they have to be leading into each other in a certain direction. These are all leading into the right direction, and you can have them leading into the left, but you might have to make a different kind of different design because of the way of the redstone, but I'm not too sure. You should be good though, either direction. Then you're gonna have to make the hoppers one more down. So you're gonna have to make it one more down because if not, then just everything just won't fit. Just like so. And that is the Super Smelter. Now, step 2, or the next thing, you have to place a dispenser facing any direction. It does not matter. But I just made it this direction just to make it look more clean and just compact. Now you're gonna have to make a little floor design kind of like this. It's like a 2x4 with an extra 2 on the side. Then you're gonna want a comparator facing out of that, leading into a block. Now, just so you know, you do not need to make this V formation that I made in this video, but you can if you want to. Then you're gonna want a comparator leading into a block into a redstone, which the redstone is actually leading into a block, leading into a redstone repeater. Then you're gonna want to place one more redstone right where I put it. But that is just the clock. That doesn't actually do anything. That will constantly go off until the items are spit out, which how you get them to spit out is you place down a repeater with redstone going into it, just like I just did right here. Now this little thing I'm going to be doing after this part where I'm just moving around my mouse, you do not need to do. In fact, it makes the design a little bit slower if you add redstone on the top, but you can if you want to. It might help out, but you don't have to add that or not. If you want to make it slower, faster, decide. Now we're to the brains of the machine in a way. Okay, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to place 2 blocks out with 1 packed ice below right where the dispenser is going to dispense out of. Then you're going to want to grab smooth stone and make like a circle, like kind of like a tube. Now, these can be blocks of your choice. It doesn't matter what blocks you use, just blocks of your choice on this part. Making like a circular tube formation again, kind of like that. Or kind of like a half tube, because this is where your hoppers are going to go. Now, I was just making a zigzag formation right here just to make it easier, because I didn't want to like break blocks and then just do a bunch of useless stuff. Just like so. Then you're going to want to have... Oh, I added this for no reason. Okay. You're going to want to add a hopper leading in to those blocks, just like so. Then you're going to want to extend your little tube over. So, you know, keep everything contained. Then what I did here was add my water. You don't have to add it right now, but I added it just, you know, just to show. Then add something to block it off so stuff doesn't just come flying out. Now, hold on. Then Bedrock, Minecraft Bedrock is just gonna glitch out because, you know, love glitches. Then boom. Now you're gonna want to add a comparator part. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to have a block right below where the hoppers are facing into, just like I show right here. And on each block you're gonna want to have a comparator that's facing out, not in. If you have it facing in, it will not work, and your hoppers will just not work. Then have another, nope, not water. Then have another block coming out, leading down into another one, creating kind of like a circle type thing, like right next to your comparator. And then I'm gonna repeat this about 3 more times. Now, after you're done with that, you're going to want to have redstone, like a redstone line coming down on those like steps that you made kind of, and then a repeater facing opposite, like in the opposite direction of those comparators. Then you're gonna want to grab redstone torches, which I'm doing right now, and you're gonna have the repeater facing into those redstone torches. Now, very important, you're gonna have hoppers facing away from your hoppers that you made, on top of them. So you want them to face away. These hoppers are going to be facing into some type of chest that you're going to be making. So whatever chest you're going to be making, have those hoppers facing into them. Just as long as those hoppers don't interfere with any redstone. Now with the sign part, you're going to have to take signs. I use signs because you can't really get signs from a furnace smelting. So very important, place 2 signs in the second column. Then after that, place about 1 sign in each column after that, except for the first one. For the first one, place 2 items, like 2 like things that will come out of a furnace right there. 2 desired items. Then that's how the filter works. But make sure not to add another sign or else that will happen. It will extend the signal too much and make it to where the system just breaks. Just like that. But as you can see, if I place a iron ingot right there, it actually filters through. It goes through and then it works. The filter works. But then you will have to repeat this about 3 more times, but make sure to do the same sign thing, but just use different materials. So I'll show you again. Same design, but let's say I want to use powered rails. 2 powered rails, just like that. Now after you are done with completely filling out those hoppers, now you have to actually add the chests. Remember, make sure that those hoppers are facing into the chests or they will not work. Then boom, you're done. Now you can add item frames onto them if you want. It is way better if you do that because it's kind of hard to differentiate because, as you can see, it just makes everything look way more organized and just more professional. But anyways, that is it.